This is me recording some footage just as proof that I did get out of my apartment today. I just went to one of my favorite coffee shops in Franklin. It's called the Fan and Go. I also really like Hank's. And I'm going to gatekeep my favorite Nashville coffee shop because I don't think it's very well known and I'd kind of like to keep it that way. But my order these days is simple. It's just an iced vanilla oat milk latte. I will be honest, I think I've been dancing with a little depression since this situation with my sister. Her dealing with cancer is obviously very hard emotionally on everyone that loves her, and she's my favorite human. We shared a womb together. We literally had our own cribs as babies and would crawl out of our cribs into the other one so we could sleep together. Since the beginning, we've been attached at the hip. So this has been surreal in a bad way, what we're going through right now. I've just realized a lot of weekends lately that I'm not in Texas and I'm not visiting my sister. Come Sunday, I'm like, wow, I haven't done anything social all weekend. I've barely left my apartment. I've found it hard to even get dressed to go grocery shop. Like the things that I used to want to be out and about and doing, I just don't have the drive anymore. I don't want to make it sound like I've had deep depressions, but I'm 32. I've lived a life. I've had seasons that have been tougher than others, and there have been things about this season that remind me of old versions of myself, like the self-isolating qualities that when I'm hurting or when I'm going through something tough, it's not that I don't have friends that care about me that want to reach out and make sure I'm okay. It's more so that's just not how I deal with things. I've just noticed some of those self-isolating tendencies in me lately. If I could be honest about struggling with a little mental health stuff, I want to be able to do that, so maybe it could help someone else not feel so alone. But are they about to make out? This couple is standing right beside my car window and they're hugging. Make out. That hug was like he wanted more, and I've been so nosy. This is Andy on a lookout for other dogs that she can beat up. She's not really big on other dogs, which we always have to explain to people when they walk right up to us that while she's small and cute, she'll whip your throat out. Say hello.
Hey.
How are you feeling?
Honestly, my nose is running like crazy and I have not one nostril hair left.
Yeah.
And it literally just keeps running down my face like I'm a 2-year-old. So basically, Chemo has taken every single last nose hair and it's gone. And I can't keep my snot in. I didn't realize that your snot is kept in by your nostril hairs.
Weren't you saying that this is like a free laser hair removal experience?
It is, but do you want to know what's so sick and twisted?
What?
I have hair on my big toes still.
So do I. It's hanging on. I'm pretty certain I had big... Yeah, for sure it's there.
Yeah, it's like my eyebrow hair's gone. Here, can you see? In the light, like I have like no eyelashes left.
Yeah. You're so beautiful, sis.
But that big toe hair, she's hanging on for dear life. She said, not today, Red Devil.
What do you think will be the first hair to grow back?
Probably the bikini wax area, if I had to guess. That's what other women have told me. And I'm like, that figures. The hair that you don't want to grow back first is what will come back.
Or like when you lose weight, the first place you lose is well, for me, my boobs.
You don't have any boobs to lose weight in, Morgan.
You should have seen him at the mammogram trying to get my boobs into that contraption. I was basically inside the machine.
Like, I literally had to almost, because the boob that they discovered the cancerous mass in was shrinking and getting smaller. And it was pretty daggum small when I went in for my mammogram. And I was like up under the machine hugging it.
Yeah, your milk squirted everywhere because you were breastfeeding.
Yeah, they had to keep taking pictures because I had milk in my boob, and fun times. I'm not traumatized from that at all.
I was just recording a vlog talking about how I've been dancing with a little bit of depression lately. Just a touch of the depression.
Should we get you on some Lexapro?
I've been trying to avoid being on any sort of like daily medication just because of how we grew up and getting to see somebody close up kind of abuse those sorts of things. You being on it, I totally support and understand, but the idea of getting on something like that myself is just tough.
My problem is that I was so anxious, like I couldn't actually function. I couldn't keep food down. I could not sleep at night. I literally couldn't function as a human being. Being put on Lexapro has not obviously fixed all of my problems. I don't think anybody who goes on an antidepressant, like, is just going to be to where you don't ever have any anxiety or depression again. But I noticed that it's helped.
So do you think I should consider getting on something like that?
I think that you should talk to a therapist, share your concerns, and take steps depending on what they say. Don't just take my opinion because I'm not a medical professional. I'm just telling you that it has helped me, and I don't think that people should feel bad or guilty or whatever about thinking about getting put on something, because stress can kill you.
Oh yeah, I mean, it put me in the hospital, like at the ER, thinking I was having a heart attack.
Before I was diagnosed, I was probably more stressed out than I'd ever been in my life.
Yeah.
And I was dealing with some situations like at my job that were really stressful. I was being like full-time mom because Jordan works so many hours here, and we like don't have the supportive family most of the time here. Like, it was just so stressful, and I was in that same headspace. Like, we have seen family basically abuse medication. I don't ever want to become dependent on something, and I just never even let it be a thought to be put on something. And of course, when I was diagnosed with cancer, I'm going to do it. We're just going to see.
You've had 13 chemos of 16 so far. How are you feeling? You had your first AC. How are you doing?
The first week, the first 7 to 8 days were pretty hard. I had some energy for the first couple of days after. I think that was the steroid in my system.
Which is when I was there, so it really sucked that you started to get worse after I came home.
Unfortunately, when you left, I started having extreme fatigue and bone pain, and I even endured muscle spasms for like a 24-hour period that I thought were going to send me to the emergency room. It's pretty horrible, but thankfully after like day 8, I started to...
What about it was, because you didn't even tell me that, so what about it was going to send you to the emergency room?
Basically, they give you this white blood cell patch that you wear on the back of your arm, and 27 hours after your injection, it injects a medicine called Neulasta, and people have told me that it can cause bone pain, but it caused spasms up and down my back to where like it was painful spasms, and it was like my muscles were convulsing. It hurt so bad that Jordan was like, I think that
kind of to like the degree of birth contractions?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
It was like back labor, maybe even worse. I had back labor with Dawson, and I think it was worse than that. It lasted for about 12 hours really bad, to where like I was literally like every time it spasmed, I was crying in pain. And then 24 hours total of the spasms happening. Like, I couldn't even bend down. I couldn't walk through the pain for the first 12 hours.
Oh my gosh.
But then after that...
You downplayed it. You for sure downplayed it when you were talking to me. Meg, you can't lie to me. You have to tell me what you're going through, because...
I don't want to freak you out. You're literally having health issues of your own.
Yeah, but Megan, I'm feeling better, and you have to be able to be honest with me about how you're feeling. I feel like you lied now.
Anyway, so do you remember when I was on Taxol and my white blood cells were basically non-existent on that? They gave me these little shots called Nevestum that I had to give myself on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays in the stomach.
Yeah.
And it was like a fast-acting white blood cell shot. It's like a sister to Neulasta.
Okay.
I had little back spasms with that one.
But
not nearly as bad as this Neulasta medicine that they gave me. But that's how I knew what it was.
Yeah.
Because every single night that I would give myself a little Nevestum shot in my belly, I would have these little muscle spasms that were painful.
You're such a bad bitch. There's no one tougher at this point. Everything you're going through is just actually insane. When you start to verbalize it and talk through what you're going through and the things you're having to do.
That's why I really do want to share and just make somebody out there feel less alone in it, because I am not the only person going through this breast cancer journey, and cancer journey. You know what I mean?
You've literally had people messaging you that they caught their cancer because you've been sharing about your story, and so they went and got checked out, which actually blows my mind that you literally have potentially saved lives through just sharing about what you've been going through.
And that makes it all worth it. That's just everything to me. I don't want anybody to have cancer, but if somebody finds it early enough to not have to go through chemo, that's amazing. And if they find it early enough to live, that's like all I can ask for.
Let's end this on a lighter note, the vlog part anyway. What is my best and worst quality for the YouTube?
Let's end it on the most positive note, so I'll go worst first.
Okay.
Morgan is very bossy, controlling. She needs things done her way. You can tell that she's been in leadership roles and she gets crap done. And she's a boss bitch.
I love that you're saying this in a positive light and you're about to hit them with the truth of how I am.
But yeah, you are going to get bossed around if you're in Morgan's presence.
See, I feel like you could be bossy too.
But you're really a great, like, you have the best intentions. And then your best quality is how extremely loyal you are to your people. I think that you would take a bullet for me and my boys.
Yes.
And you just are there, even for your friends. You are there for them during their darkest hours. And honestly, you're a really good person. I'm not just saying that. Like, you truly.
I paid her to say this before we started.
No. Morgan, you're such a good person, and I just know that it was God who knew that we needed each other in this life, and I'd do anything for you, sister. I'm sorry that we're in this situation.
It's
but
not your fault.
I hope and pray every day that we are tearing it up in the nursing home one day and looking back on this and giving the nursing home hell one day.
I love you very much.
I love you, love you.
I'll end it on this. Your best quality, I won't even say a worst because you have cancer, so I can't even go there. Your best quality is just your heart. You are the most selfless mom, and even in your career, a school teacher. I remember when you were first diagnosed and you were so upset about having to step away from the classroom, and you were just very upset about that and crying, and I literally couldn't understand it. I was like, Megan, stop crying right now. F them kids. Like, we're putting you first. And you were just so tore up thinking that it was going to disrupt their school year to have a change in who was teaching them. And I just couldn't wrap my head around why that was even on your brain as a worry at that point. But
you came to the school one day after we had found out, and obviously my students had no idea, but you came to the school and we were at recess and the kids were running up and trying to hug me and stuff. And you're like, what are they doing? Why are they trying to touch you? And I'm like, we love each other, Morgan. These are my babies.
Well, I was your guard dog, and at that point you had fallen and like busted your head up and everything and had a whole accident that we talk about on your YouTube. But anyway, I just love you very much, and you got to live, honey, because I need you.
I plan on it. I plan on it, and I love you, love you.
Okay, sister, I'm going to end the vlog, but let's continue the FaceTime.
Okay.
All right, love you.
Love you.